Look, the basic point is sustainable development cannot work in the context of war, period. So it's not specifically about the Black Sea or whether there's a grain deal or not. To achieve anything that we want to achieve on the planet, the United States and Russia and China need to cooperate with each other. We are not going to succeed in any of our objectives in a deeply divided world, much less a world in open war. So it's not technical issues that block us. It is the cooperation of major powers in the world to create a framework in which people can live their lives and have normal progress, and their kids can be in school and not in the disasters of war. That's what good politics is about. Geopolitics needs to be not about who's number one, which is a crazy idea in this world. It needs to be about how are we going to get along peacefully. That's diplomacy. The generals need to sit down, get back, and we actually need diplomats. Unfortunately, our diplomats became the greatest cheerleaders of war in the last couple of years. We don't even have diplomats that I see right now because all they talk about is weapons and war. We need real diplomats in the sense of making cooperation work. And because it goes much beyond a grain deal or the specifics of what's going to happen in the next 6 months. The Sustainable Development Goals are about long-term investments in education, in skills, in physical infrastructure, in the way we live our lives. And that requires a vision of peace, and it requires actual financial cooperation, joint projects. Just to give another example, in a few days, China will have the 10th anniversary of the Belt and Road Initiative. The Belt and Road Initiative was China's offer of giving long-term lending to help countries build infrastructure. It's actually a terrific program. It should be praised widely, and those of us outside should be saying, we want to partner with you. You want to build high-speed rail up to Samarkand? We'll help build it from Samarkand to Paris. In other words, this is an offer for cooperation. Instead, of course, the United States badmouths it every single moment it possibly can. Horrible. We don't want to connect with you. We want to build our alternative. Not that necessarily they ever will. So the issue is really a deeper and in a way a more abstract one. If we are getting along, not literally at war with each other or threatening even more disastrous wars, we can achieve everything we want. And if we're at war, believe me, no one spends a minute thinking about sustainable development in the middle of a war. And if your main goal is to boost the ammunition or to bomb someone or to create a new alliance, you're not thinking about sustainable development. So it's not about the specific deal in the Black Sea. It is about peace in Ukraine, and that requires U.S.-Russia negotiations directly, because this is a war between the United States and Russia over NATO, over the security arrangements of Europe. And if we are civilized and smart, this war can end basically immediately by having a security arrangement that makes sense in Europe for everybody, including for Russia, for Ukraine, for others. And that's what we have refused to talk about for 3 decades now. And that's our biggest. So it's just like when we started talking about Israel and Palestine. That's been almost 100 years without a serious discussion. And in terms of European security arrangements, it's been 30 years without a serious discussion because the United States said, well, our answer is NATO. And that's not an answer that works for European security because it doesn't work for Russia and for many other countries. And so this is the core of the issue. of peace, and peace is the core of the issue for sustainable development.